Hey guys, so I guess this is going to be my first YouTube video. I don't have a fancy setup or anything. This is my iPhone, so sorry if it sounds like shit or looks like shit, whatever. I have been wanting to make a video about this topic for a while, and it's far too long to talk about on Instagram. So I get asked a lot why I don't coach people. At present, I only coach one person. The reason for this is that I do not give a fuck about your excuses. I have no sympathy for you. And my time is valuable, and I only want to work with people that treat it as such. So in the past, I have worked with people, and even people that have paid me, and they have had all sorts of excuses. They can't make their macros because they just don't have access to good food at work, or like, pack a fucking lunchbox, dude. I don't care. They are too tired after work to go to the gym. Again, I don't fucking care. Let me just explain something to you. So when I first started bodybuilding, which was almost 7 years ago now, which I do powerlifting now. If you don't know me, that's what I do. So when I first started bodybuilding, I was working at a fucking Planet Fitness. Didn't know shit about bodybuilding, didn't know shit about supplements, didn't know anything about anything. I was working 80 hours a week because I was working full-time at the gym. I was also working 40 hours a week doing nutrition for Alzheimer's and dementia patients at a retirement home. And I was doing a full semester, 16 credit hours in college. I was still lifting 2 to 3 hours a day and still focusing on my nutrition because I knew that, I enjoyed my work, but it was not my dream. It was not what I wanted to do with my life. And I knew that what I wanted to do with my life was I wanted to look a certain way and I wanted to perform a certain way. I wanted to be an athlete. So everything that I did, no matter how short on time I was, I made sure that I always made time for my dream. Because really, in the end, nothing else is going to make it happen for you except for you. And you know this. So right now, as far as like being tired, I am fucking exhausted. Today I worked at the Postal Service. It just so happened that the route that I worked today was all apartments. And everything happened to be on the fucking 4th floor. I'm pretty sure I carried a box of gallons of water up 4 flights of stairs. There were no elevators. So I am physically exhausted right now. My car, I got into an accident on the interstate a while ago, and my SUV has been like in a downward spiral since then. Financially, it's just not in my best interest to really put money into this vehicle. I would rather save and purchase a new vehicle. So my car, a couple of days ago, completely fucking died. Instead of sitting around and crying about how my car died and how am I going to get everything done, the first thing that I did was I found a gym that was close to me. I found a gym that was a little over a mile away, so I have been walking to the gym every day. This also is adding some conditioning to my routine, so, I can't really complain about it. I still can walk to the grocery store, I still can walk to work, I can walk to wherever I need to get, and it's just, it's whatever. So I worked all fucking day. Now I'm about to walk, about a mile to the gym and get my lift in. It is right now about 7:30 at nighttime. So I'll be done around 10 o'clock, which is when the gym closes. I don't give a fuck about how tired you are. I don't give a fuck about how much you want to eat pizza. I'm not here to say that pizza is a bad food. Sometimes I do eat pizza, but I know that ultimately eating pizza whenever I feel like it is not going to give me the body that I want, and it's not going to give me the performance abilities that I want. So even though when I got off work today, all I wanted to do was come home, drink a glass of mead, and have some fucking pizza or a cheeseburger, I came home, I drank some aminos, and I fucking made potatoes, beef, spinach, and salsa. You have to do what you have to do to make your goals become a reality. Because the truth is that no matter what is going on in your life, nobody gives a fuck about your excuses. And on that same note, nobody gives a fuck about the sacrifices that you've made. When you get up on that platform or that stage or whatever it is that you do competitively, nobody is going to give a fuck about anything except for your performance that day. If you miss a lift, the judges aren't going to say, why do you think you missed that lift? They're not going to give a fuck. Nobody cares. They just want to see you perform. And in the end, if your goal is to be a good powerlifter, then really that's all that fucking matters. So it's up to you to make the diet work, to do the training. I was sick. I missed a couple of days of my training. So now I have to backtrack and I have to do about 10 days of straight training in order to make up for the time that I lost so that I have a few days to rest before my next meet, which my next meet is February 17th. I am a subpar athlete. I know that this will change in 5, 10, 15 years. That's another thing. This is going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. These sacrifices are things that are going to have to be continuous throughout decades in order to hope to even make a tiny dent on the sport of powerlifting. There is no magic tricks, there's no gimmicks, there's no magic pills, there's nothing that you can take that is going to replace hard fucking work, dedication, consistency, period. And that's why I don't work with people, because they take advantage of my time, which I do not have that much time to give. And then I also really, when I start on an endeavor with somebody, I want to see them succeed. And when I see them not trying, it's very hard for me to not just be way too harsh. And I have had to tell people, look, this is a complete fucking waste of my time. I'm not going to work with you anymore. I'm not somebody that just cares about, raking in some cash. I don't give a fuck about that. I know that I'm not going to get wealthy off of the sport, most likely. There are very few people that do that. I want you to succeed. I want to help however I can, but I am not going to sacrifice my time, and I'm not going to stress about the outcome of your results that are a direct reflection of your lack of work. When it comes down to it, you have to do the fucking work. You have to make the sacrifices. You have to pay your fucking dues. Everyone does. There is no way around it. And I say this as kindly and as lovingly as I possibly can. Do the fucking work. Put your head down. Shut the fuck up. Don't complain about it. That's another thing. Like, I'll see people, they come to the gym, they're like, oh, I'm so tired today. I just don't feel like lifting. And I look at them like, is anybody making you do this? You have decided that this is the path that you want to take in your life. This is the direction that you want your life to go. So, what the fuck are you complaining about? You're not a victim. You decided to do this. I really don't fucking understand it. There are people that would love to be in the position that you are in with all 4 of your limbs, genetic gifts, and everything. They would love to switch places with you. And instead, you take these things for granted. And that infuriates me. So, to save myself sanity, I don't coach people that I think are going to waste my time. That's it.